Okay, breaking news. Hundreds of apps and websites are down right now after a major worldwide internet outage. Here's what we know. Government websites, banks, social media platforms, gaming networks, crypto exchanges. I mean, you name it, it was probably down or is still down by the time you're watching this. Now, we do know the root cause of all of this, and it seems to be Amazon Web Services in the United States. That's basically Amazon's cloud computing division, which is used by millions of large companies around the world. We're talking Snapchat, Roblox, WhatsApp, PlayStation, Fortnite, Clash of Clans, Zoom, Coinbase, Ring doorbells, even the UK's tax website, and the list goes on. Does that mean no tax today? I don't know, maybe, hopefully. Now, currently, and this is going to come as no shock to anyone, they have no idea what the cause of this is currently, but they are saying, they say we see signs of recovery, but it is yet another wild reminder just how much can be affected from one issue on the other side of the world. I'll keep you guys updated. Bro, the Penguin Zero situation is insane.
From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $1 million.
So a few days ago, Charlie made a video titled, "I'm turning it off." And what he was referring to was his donations. He basically said he has enough money and it doesn't sit right with him that normal people grinding at a 9 to 5 come home and then give him money when
Streaming is the easiest job there is. There is no top streamer that needs your financial support to put food on the table or continue providing those streams.
So people were kinda taken back, saying, this is so based of Charlie, I'm gonna donate my money to him. You'll never turn us off. People being mad they can't give a rich person money is the most first world country problem I've ever heard. He then has to make a video a few days later titled, "I'm not turning it back on," and he literally shows everyone exactly how much money he's made on YouTube and Twitch to explain why he doesn't need any more donations. From 2021 to 2025, he made $4.1 million on Twitch, and that's just a side hustle. And then on YouTube, his lifetime earnings is nearly 36 million. And what's crazier is that if you actually look at the chart, yeah, he created his account in 2007, but he didn't really start earning proper money until 2019-ish. So the vast majority of that 35 million was made in just 6 years. And then he hit us with,
and keep in mind, these numbers here, those don't even include brand deals or sponsorships. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich.
And a lot of the comments were, this might be the rarest thing of all time. Someone who is rich actually saying, stop giving me money, I already have plenty. But he also said that doing this has caused some pushback amongst other streamers, saying that it sets a bad precedent and shames other streamers for leaving their donations on. The question is, what do you guys think about this? Okay guys, breaking news. A US Air Force plane carrying the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, just declared an emergency over the Atlantic Ocean on the way home from a NATO meeting in Belgium. According to several sources, about 30 minutes into the flight, they detected a depressurization issue, which was due to a cracked windshield. The pilot turned back and had to make an unscheduled landing in the UK, where they currently remain. Chief Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said that the plane landed based on all standard procedures and everyone on board is safe. Pete Hegseth just tweeted saying, "All good, thank God, mission continues." Oxford researchers just confirmed what we feared. The internet, as we know it, is dying. Now that is the opening line of a post referencing this chart. It shows that for the first time ever, AI-generated news articles have now outnumbered those written by real humans. Only 5 years ago, this was near 100% human, 0% AI. But in 2022, when ChatGPT launched, everything changed. Now, as someone in the news space, this was pretty shocking, especially since the post then goes on to say that projections say 90% plus will be AI by next year. And to make it worse, quote, "The real crisis is model collapse. When AI trains on AI-generated content, quality degrades like photocopying a photocopy, rare ideas disappear, everything converges into generic sameness." Sounds like some freaking dead internet theory type shit. So naturally, do some research and turns out this wasn't from Oxford. Rather, an SEO company carrying out a study using AI to detect if an article was written by AI. Their own methodology says that many argue detecting AI is impossible or at best highly inaccurate. So that throws into question if this graph is even correct. But let's just say for a second it is. What the article also didn't include is the number of views each article had, because the total number of AI written articles is meaningless if no one is reading them. But what about the crisis of model collapse we were warned of if AI is trained on AI? Well, I went back to the original post and lo and behold, I found a human AI expert who was worked at Meta, Uber, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and he said, quote, model collapse is widely considered not a real problem. He then lists the reasons why and provided research to back up his claim. Bro, and at this point, I am baffled. Everything this post told me was sus. But then, there's the kicker. I looked for who wrote it, and it wasn't a who. It's an it. Perplexity AI. Bro, how the hell is AI gonna fearmonger humans about AI? God damn. Here's the thing. Just when I was about to wage war against the machines, I remembered, when you get hit by a car, you don't blame the car, you blame the driver. AI is not killing the future. Humans are. Okay, guys, you need to know what is happening in Cameroon right now, because this shit is blowing my mind. So they just re-elected the world's oldest head of state for his 8th term. Paul Biya is 92 years old, and the term that he just won could see him stay in power until he's nearly 100. He took office in 1982, and he's been in power ever since. He even abolished presidential term limits in 2008. And actually, here's what's crazy. You know when Trump wasn't seen in publicly for 3 days, and the rumors about him dying went crazy? Well, for Paul, he's on another level. Last year, bro wasn't seen publicly for 6 weeks. And that's not even unusual. The rumors of him dying have been going on for 2 decades because he disappears so often, mostly to Switzerland, actually. And anyway, after him winning, at least 10 petitions alleging electoral malpractice have been rejected by the country's constitutional council. And while I do want to make this clear, there is support and there has been celebration of his victory in Cameroon, there has also been deadly protests and resistance against this. So on Sunday, hundreds of people defied protest bans in several cities across the country, and it's led to the death of 4 people. And today, that unrest and that violence has continued. But unless there is a Nepal-level revolution, Paul is here to stay. It has just been reported that the Trump administration has now deported over 500,000 illegal immigrants in just the first 9 months of being president. Reports state that these numbers are on pace to shatter deportation records by the end of the year. And it's not only those leaving. The number of people illegally entering the United States has plummeted to a 55-year low. NBC report that during the Biden administration, Eagle Pass would see as many as 2,000 illegal crossings a day. Today, they report that number is roughly 20. The DHS Assistant Secretary told Fox News that in total, 2 million illegal immigrants have left the United States, including 1.6 million who voluntarily self-deported. But this all comes at the same time where the US is also seeing huge, potentially record-breaking demonstrations against ICE and Trump, in part for this immigration crackdown. So the question is, what do you guys think? History has just been made. The world has a new, most powerful woman. This is Sanae Takaichi, and she has just been elected as Japan's first ever female prime minister. Not only does that put her in control of the world's 4th largest economy, but she did this despite Japan's politics still being heavily dominated by men. But what makes this even more interesting is that she actually shares many similar conservative views with the man that is in charge of the world's most powerful economy. In fact, some have even gone as far to say that she is the female Donald Trump. And